All right, what's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Want to do a quick video, some training right now. All right, doing some training um, on notarizations. Okay, on notarization, and it's dealing with what is called the representative capacity. Representative capacity. This notarial area can cause some problems for new notaries, anybody, but primarily new notaries, because you don't know any better, and I don't know if they talk about this. I can't recall if they fully talk about it through the NNA training, but it's something that comes up. So last week or earlier this week, I got a phone call saying I did not notarize a document. And I'm like, I know I did, but maybe I didn't. Come to find out, it was the representative capacity on the deed of trust. So according to them, it needed to be notarized. But I was like, nah, I've learned my lesson from in the past where I was told to notarize that. And I don't even know if that company even giving me orders anymore. Because I was like, I ain't supposed to do that. And they was hot, and for some reason, you got to keep in mind that sometimes people who work for the signing companies, they don't know how to notarize. They may not be well versed. Sometimes people, sometimes I've been told the lender wants such and such done, and they're like, well, our hands are tied because the lender said so. But even with that, it has to me, it's you still got to go with what's right. And that's why I believe that's where the NNA could come in and be like, look, we're required to follow the standard of conduct. So if the standard of conduct and then rules that we go by with the NNA says we can't do something, then that should be final. We should not be forced to do something that just satisfies the lender when it is wrong. Because if we're doing it because they say so and it's wrong, then that means everything else is going to be wrong and that document shouldn't get executed. So share my screen. So as you see over here, this is a standard acknowledgement, okay, on the deed of trust. The deed of trust is not here. I took this out. I just copied this over. There's no loan information here. I took all of that stuff out. So of course on this here acknowledgement, you need to pay attention on this acknowledgement. If you was actually filling this out, you would end up this instrument was acknowledged before me on whatever today's date is. Let's just go June, where 15, 2021 by, and again, this here is what I don't know why notaries think their name goes here. I keep sharing with y'all over and over and over again. Your name never goes here. Okay. Your name does not go here if you're the notary. Okay. After the word by, it goes to signers' names. Okay. Please hear me. The signer's name goes here. I have not found a scenario where your name goes there, because if you put your name there and then you sign it here, you're notarizing yourself. That's basically what this means. So do not put your name there. The signer's name goes there. Okay. So their name goes there. Okay. So this instrument was acknowledged before me on this date by these people. I don't know why. Do, 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 do. Okay. Their name goes there, not yours. And I'm repeating this because I get phone calls almost every week with a notary saying that they put their name there and they don't understand why they're getting fussed at by the title company and being told that their name isn't supposed to go there. It's not. The instrument was acknowledged, meaning these people here acknowledged the instrument, the document, by signing it. So when they signed it, they acknowledged it, the contents of it, the terms of it, they acknowledged it, and then you received the acknowledgement, and then you're just saying this instrument was acknowledged before me, in front of me. I witnessed it being done on this date by these people. Who are the people who acknowledged it? The people who signed it. That's what this means. And then you put your name in cursive. Okay. You put your name there in cursive. You sign. Okay. In other words, let me do it this way. As it says, notary signature. Okay. Period. Okay. You do not print here. You do not block print. You don't do anything. You sign it, your signature, and then you fill out the rest. All right. Your commission number, whatever that may be. Oops, I'm sorry. Read it wrong. Date your stuff ends. Whenever. And then your commission number. Okay. That's what you do. That is what you're doing there. Okay. On the basic standard acknowledgement form. Okay. This is on the deed of trust. So you fill this out, you fill in the blanks. You would put your signature, I don't know, notary signature goes here. Okay. Period. It's that simple. Okay. I'm not trying to be funny, trying to demean or put down anybody, but people keep doing this wrong. And then you're wondering why you're not getting any orders. This is what you get in trouble for. So this is what you're supposed to do. Okay. What they told, I did that. And then they told me I was supposed to also fill this out and notarize this. Here's the problem. This says representative capacity. What is representative capacity? It is determining representative capacity. It is basically says it is sometimes necessary for one individual to sign as a representative for another, usually as attorney in fact or guardian, or as a representative of a legal entity such as a corporation, partnership, or trust. Documents signed in a representative capacity generally require special acknowledgement certificates that specify who or what is being represented. Okay, and then it talks about depending on the state law or the wording of the particular acknowledgement, the notary may or may not be required to verify the signature, the signer's representative status. Some states do not give notaries the authority to investigate and certify a person's representative capacity, including the state of California. So what that all means is simply you may or may not, according to your state law. What this is saying, please listen to me. This record was acknowledged before me on a particular date by a particular person, and that person was doing it on the behalf of some other person or entity. In this case, the signers are there. The husband and wife, or just the one person or 10 people, whoever, are there. That person is there. Therefore, they're representing themselves. They're not looking or don't have a need to somebody represent them. So if it was John and Jane Jones, and if they had an attorney of fact or somebody else to do this, then those people could have signed on their behalf. And due to that fact that they signed on their behalf, or maybe it could be one person who has power of attorney for both, then it will say, Sam Scott and Samantha Scott on behalf of John Jones and Jane Jones. So, but that's not the case here. Okay. That is not the case. And this is what they was trying to get me to do. They was trying to get me to fill this out. And I was like, nah, I'm not supposed to. They wanted me, 2021. And then put the people's name, Sam Smith and Samantha Smith on behalf of John Jones and Jane Jones. Okay. This is what they, this is the way it's supposed to be. Or it could be on behalf of an entity. I don't know. Okay. It could be any of that, but that was not the case. And they was trying to get me to fill this out. And I sent them, and I talked to them calmly, didn't yell, fuss, emailed them back or through SnapDocs, and I think and emailed. And then I sent them, hold on, let me clear all of this off. And then I find a better annotator. And then I sent them this link. And then they contacted me back and said, thank you, you're correct. You don't need to fill this out. Because funding was being held up behind that. Somebody looked and saw that it wasn't notarized. They saw that this was a notarial area. Basically, they didn't understand that, and they wanted me to fill it out. And one time I did, and I don't think I ever got a signing from them people because I did it fussing and fighting. And that was before I had the account with NNA, and I didn't know I could call NNA to get help. And it was stressful, and, and I was like, okay, what the heck to do? So I just put, the date and then their name by their name. And I mean, it was just dumb. Even though I clearly didn't have the knowledge that I have now, I just knew that it was wrong. And I was trying to get them. And back then, I did not realize or know that you could contact the NNA for help. Okay. So after that, like I said, I don't think that company ever contacted me again concerning the signing, because I told them straight up in an email, I said, I ain't never doing. I said, I did it this time to get y'all off my back, but it'll never happen again. I said, and I think I did find some documentation later because it was to back me up. And, and again, that's when I found out sometimes some companies, signing companies, that's where I learned they're concerned about their relationship with the lender. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. They should be, because that's who's paying them. But we all should be at a point where we need to be doing what's right. So it didn't really affect anything because I had properly notarized this. And they was like, well, this needs to be filled out too. And I'm like, why? Well, because it's there, and you will hear that sometimes. Just because it's there doesn't mean it needs to be filled out. Well, it has to be. Who said so? Where does that fall in line? You see what I'm saying? Why does it have to be filled out? And they could not answer. Later on, I contacted the NNA once I found out I could, and they shared what I thought, and I got it cleared. And since then, I have never done that again. And a company or two will ask me, hey, can you do? And I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to. Who's representing who are they signing it on behalf of? Because that's really all you got to do is say, okay, who's signing on behalf of who? And they'll be like, what do you mean? I said, look at the statement. It says it was acknowledged on this date by somebody on behalf of another person. Oh, I don't know. Then therefore I can't do that because I need to know who is who's representing who. And then it goes away. All right. So that's that. Now, the other thing is acknowledgments. There's some more on acknowledgement statements. This is very important. Let me come back over to y'all for a second. While I'm doing. All right. I recently found out that some notaries may have it confused about adding an all-purpose acknowledgement. The confusion comes about how to fill it out and whose name goes on there. Now, I would ask that you do not hop in the comments trying to bash anybody over making this mistake. It's a mistake that was made. They contacted me asking me about it because somebody told them about it and they didn't quite understand where the error was. After talking with them for a while, I was like, okay, I get it. I understand because I had a different perspective. I thought they understood it and they didn't. Okay, so I'm sharing this with y'all and they know that I'm going to be talking about this. I'm not saying their name or their state or any of that because we all in here to help each other out. Okay, so going back to my share screen. So this here is my National Notary Association page. In here, if you are a member, meaning the hotline member, right here, you have different things that you can select. And one of them is notary certificate forms. So under notary certificate forms and all these member benefits, you can select the state. So, because there's a couple of states that have this. Let me see. Is it Idaho? Nah, Idaho doesn't have it. Which one is it? What state was that? Let me see. Connecticut. Was it Connecticut? Nope. Hold on. Let me try Alabama since it's. Nah, it's not Alabama. Double check. I know it's not California. Let me try Arizona. Dang. Okay, that's not it either. All right, let me just try Florida. See what they say. Okay, yeah. This will work. Yeah. Okay. So here's what the deal is, and let me pull up one of the other ones. So we'll just grab Alabama. All right. So here's where the problem lies. This says name a person acknowledging. Okay, let me zoom in a little bit because I don't know if y'all can see how well y'all can see that. This says name a person acknowledging. Other ones typically say name of signers, meaning it could be one person or plural. Okay. In this case, the individual was under the assumption that they just needed to put one person's name here. It was two people. So they filled everything out. They put one person's name here. And then they thought this optional section was for them to put the other signer. So in other words, John went here, Jane went down here. And unfortunately for this order, they didn't fill out a separate acknowledgement for Jane. And they were supposed to. And then they was asked to do so. And they didn't quite understand because they was thinking that since it was only asking for one person's name here, that by putting the other person's name down here, that satisfied, that was them notarizing both of them. And I thought they understood that, you know, you do one person here, you can do the other person. Technically, you can add both people here. But again, because the way this is written out as one individual, most people would think, okay, I don't do that. Now, with these items come instructions. So this here, as it says down here, it says for number spot 13, since all signers might not be named on the same notarial certificate, insert names of signers where it appears or will appear on other certificates, as many as space allows. If none, insert no other signers. I normally just put none. So what this is saying, since all signers might not be named on the same notarial certificate, insert the names of those signers there. So if you have John and Jane, and in this case, Jane was not going to be listed at the top up here where the name is at for the notarial certificate. It just had one person. If it was going to be two people and you did not fit both of their names up there at the top, then you would put their name here saying this is another signer. And then you would go and create another, another notarial certificate acknowledgement for the person you put in the spot down there, number 13. And then you would put the other guy's name or the first person's name down here. So in other words, what I'm saying, and I hope y'all can follow me on this. I hope you can follow me on this. Let's see if I can do this here. All right. So I got both the Florida acknowledgments up here. Okay. Follow me, please. Okay. That's why I'm just taking my time with this. So what I'm saying is, oh man, I wish I had a better pen writing mechanism on here. What I am saying is that on here, a person's name will go here. You know what? I don't like that. I don't like that. Gosh. Hold on one second. All right. Y'all bear with me now. We're going to take our time on this, people. All right. All right. So hopefully y'all can see it. So what I'm saying is on one, you're going to put Jones. And then you'll put down here Jane Jones. All right. Then, oh, why is it doing that? Dang. Okay. Gosh. I do not like this Zoom annotation mess. All right. Gosh, I do not like this. All right. So hopefully this will work. I know it's a little small, people. Let me. All right. John Jones and Jane Jones. All right. Then on this one, all these little things. Yeah, I know somebody probably cracking up right now. Scribble typing up here and not making me look bad thing. All right, and then down here you will have John Jones. So this is the way it should have been done. One person's name here, down there. Then on the next acknowledgement for the person, then you swap it. That's what you're supposed to do. Now, if anybody has any information out there that can correct me on this, if I'm incorrect, please share, okay? But you put her name there, his name down there, other than assigned above. Because, again, following the directions, it's because that person's name cannot be fit on there, and they're going to, might not be on this certificate or will appear on other certificates. So you're saying that person's name here will appear on another certificate. And here's that certificate. Oops. Dang on it. Well, it deleted on me. All right. I accidentally hit that. So that's what that means. So I think you should understand this, okay? Look at this video over and over again if you have to. I know it's sort of herky-jerky. I didn't have time to practice it and all of that. Sorry about that. But the bottom line is, on these acknowledgments, this is what you would do, and that's the purpose of this area. You would put the title of the document, the date of the document, and the number of pages, not including this acknowledgement paper. And it says that here, number 12. Let me zoom in. It clearly says number of pages in the notarized document. This may point out fraudulent, additional, or removal of pages. Do not count the certificate as a page. However, the certificate will be regarded as a page by recording officials in accessing recording fees. So when they do their recording fees, that's when. But do not put, if it's 4 pages and then you put 5 because of the certificate, and now they're looking for 5 pages and the 5th page isn't there because you counted the certificate as the 5th page, and that will send everybody in a tailspin because now they're looking for this 5th page and there is no 5th page. So do not do that, people, okay? Don't get all fancy thinking you're being slick and doing something, and then you wind up messing things up, okay? It's just that simple. Don't. So I hope this helped y'all out and showed y'all something, that maybe you already knew, maybe you didn't know. But to recap, you do not need to do the representative capacity if there isn't a representative to somebody there to represent someone who isn't there. Okay. I'll put the link to that in the description. The acknowledgments. If push come to shove, just get an acknowledgement where you can put both people's names on there, or all 15 people's names on there, or whatever. But you should understand how to fill that out now. Read the directions on there if you're going to use the NNA one, and you'll be fine. You will be fine. So if you got any questions, put them in the comment section. And I just ask that you don't be putting in there talking about these people should have got trained. Some things people just don't pick up. Okay. Just like I didn't pick up certain things when I first started. And it wasn't until I heard somebody or was in the situation over and over again, and then all of a sudden it clicked. And this is again why I keep stressing the importance of learning how to properly notarize. It is important. It is your responsibility. You can sit here and present documents all day long, but this stuff is what causes documents not to get recorded on time. And this is what caused loans not to get funded. So nobody's going to be fussing at you because you didn't break down the 4506T or any other of those documents. But if you don't do these notarizations right, you don't add the certificates in there correctly, that's going to cause a problem. And y'all should know this by now. Okay. I don't care what these other people say out here. This is the most important thing. And if you don't, and if you can't accept that, then I honestly have to say you need to walk away from this business. If you're not going to focus on doing what you got to do to become proficient and accurate in notarizations, then you don't need to be in this business. If you're all about how trying to show people how smart you are and all of that, you need to get out of the business. Okay. Honestly, I'm not trying to be funny. There's no place for that here, because that is what's causing some major problems. I'm gonna stop there because y'all know why I go on a rant. That's just the bottom line truth, and I think people hopefully should know by now. So, got any questions? Feel free to hit me up. I'm gonna finish printing these documents out for my signings tomorrow. Y'all have a good one. Peace.